Wait, I think I'll disable Echo for this. Yes, is there one for me? I'll make one. Okay, anyone not hear me? Then you go to your action menu, and then you get the option use AN-GYK-37 BCS, and that's the name of the fancy artillery computer. Once you click that, there should pop up a menu. Does anyone not see that? Wait. Okay. Say again, Mike.
Mike just disconnected.
Okay. Okay, what you're gonna see here is you have the big green box, and to the right you have a little yellow box. The little yellow box is your A controls, so it allows you to operate your radios. You can go to, you can press the cycle button, and then you can use your different radios. Your 343, your 117, your 148, depending on what you have. And then you can press the open button, and then you get your radio, and then you can press escape again and get back to the computer screen. Further down on the right, you have the gray button that says open map, and then you can just open your map and look at what you need to go to, and then press X again. Okay, I'm not getting any questions, so I assume other people are listening or that they can't hear me.
I can hear you.
Sweet. Okay. Sweet. Next thing is the computer itself. You have on the left side, you get a bunch of bars you need to fill out, or you can fill out. You have your battery name. You could call that Thunder, Steel Rain, and stuff like that. You could just go ahead and type something random in there. Awesome if you need to. Then you have your FDC call sign. That's your own call sign. It's just a fancy little thing that you would put in this computer in real life, but it doesn't really matter in game. You can just put in your name or any some sort of fancy name like Oxide if you feel that that's cool. Then originally when this was made, they intended to make some more guns, but we only have the M119 Alpha 1 105mm howitzer, so that's the only option you get there. Then what you need to put in is the grid of your battery, where your guns are standing. And if you have a lot of guns spread out over a big area, you might want to give a 6-figure grid. If you can give an 8-figure grid, that's better. And if you only have one gun, you can give a 10-figure grid and put that in there. The more, of course, the more details you can put in, the more accurate you'll be. But here you want to. I'm not sure whether you. Yeah, that's your own judgment whether you want to all the guns to be encompassed by this or just go by one gun. Both things actually work. For this, just go ahead and type the grid we're sitting in, which is 04793 10202. Yes. 04793 10202. That's the 10-figure grid we're sitting in. Next point is our altitude, or how far we are above sea level, or below sea level for that matter. And in this case, it's 338 meters or 338 meters. And then you put that in the grid and the altitude. The reason we're doing this now, even though we don't have any guns, is just because the computer won't accept the information if you don't put anything in there. Okay, once we type that in, we have direction of fire. The direction of fire is the direction your guns are pointing when you set them up. It doesn't, so you don't have to type a new direction of fire every time you do a fire mission. It's just which way is the gun pointing right now. You can give the direction of fire in mils, and pretty much any calculation we do with artillery is in mils because it's more accurate. So for this one, we can just call it 6400. That means the guns are facing north. Next thing we have is target prefix, and that could be we want to call all our targets TRP, and then target number start. We want to start with target number 1. Put that in. It has to be in mils. That's right, and that's right, General. If you use anything else than mils, then you're just messing up. Also, if you need to give a free figure in mils, then you need to press write 00 or 0 or something like that before. Just real quick to make sure, can anyone tell me? No, you can't hear each other. Damn it. The reason that we use mils instead of degrees is that for each degree we use 7.8 mils, so it's 7.8 times more accurate. Or 17.8. Okay. Once we put in that information, we could have some observers out there we know where are already. They might be in some OPs. Then we can write their names down. Like one of them could be Dropkick. And then we could write his grid and his altitude. We don't need to do that. It's just a little bonus thing to help us keep track of our observers. If we use 109, then we don't get this feature. Then we just have to do that ourselves. Once you put in some information about an observer, if you need to, then you just press add update. We also usually work with known points, like we like to use TRPs, for instance. Then you can give a Then we can give the TRP's name, for instance, TRP 101. It's a known point. We write TRP 101, the grid, as accurate a grid as possible, and the altitude of that TRP. This I'll explain later why that is useful. You might already figured it out. Next thing we have is these gray boxes. We have one called grid, one called adjust grid, polar, adjust polar, shift, adjust shift. Yes. So first off, we have grid. That's pretty straightforward. It means they'll explain further in the FO course, but basically an FO doesn't always necessarily know what grid his target is in, but he might know his own grid or the grid of a known point. Target prefix TRP. But yeah, the grid, that is if the observer knows exactly what grid he needs hit. Preferably a 6-figure grid or a 8-figure grid. 10-figure grid, you can use it, but it's not necessarily a good thing in artillery. Okay. Next thing is adjust grid. That is if the observer thinks he knows the grid, but he can't be sure, or if he just expects that you need to adjust fire once once you hit the initial grid. So when you press that, you should go ahead and press adjust grid. Then you get a new menu popping up. On top left corner. Is anyone not seeing this? Okay. On the top left corner, you get mission grid reference, where you put in the grid of the fire mission, the altitude. Then further down you have target description, where you can write some notes for yourself what kind of target you're engaging, just in case you tend to forget. Then you put in radius. That means how wide the target area is. Is it within a circle of 50 meters, Is it 100 meters? Is it a kilometer? What is it? And we put that down in meters. How many meters wide is the target area? Then if it's what's called a rectangular fire mission, you imagine we have a tree line where enemies are dug in, and we need to hit the length of that tree line. Then we put in the width as that could be 50 meters from the front of the enemy line to the back of the enemy line, and then the line could be 300 meters long. Then you put in 300 meters here, and then you put in the attitude. That means the direction the enemy is the enemy line is pointing. Might be hard to make a picture here, but if you all open your map, I'll just try to mark my way out of this to explain it. All of you reference grid 069er, 092. You see four black dots. Does anyone not see them? Okay. These 4 black dots is a rectangular fire mission area. It's pretty straightforward. We have a width of 50 meters and a length of 100 meters. And we have an attitude of this that would be 4800 mils. Does anyone not understand what I mean by that?
Yeah. I don't understand.
Okay. What part? Yeah, both of them work. What part of this doesn't make sense?
Just the attitude with the mils.
Okay, it's just it's basically just the compass direction that it points. So, so for instance, this would go from east to west. So it could either be 4800 or 1600 mils. That this is the attitude of this one is.
Ah, okay, got it.
Okay, sweet. Then go ahead and close your maps again. That's the what would be the target grid and the target description. Target description is important as an FDC because you can get into situations where there are a lot of FOs out there, and then you have to think, okay, is this an important enough target for what we're trying to do here? Is this squad of infantry really necessary to call in fire on if we expect a platoon of tanks to show up soon? So that's why you have to be cold and calculating and saying, no, we're not going to do that, or yes, we're going to prioritize this mission because it's important. That's why I need to pay attention to your target description once you get it. And if you don't get a target description and you're not sure you want to do this mission, then you need to ask for a target description. Then, okay, we have the method of engagement. Method of engagement is mostly the type of ammo we're going to use. First off, you have the option danger close, yes or no. Can anyone tell me what danger close is?
Danger close is when there are friendly forces within 300 meters?
About 300, 400 meters of the target.
Okay, I got some pretty good answers there. Danger close is defined in different ways. Danger close basically means that an enemy is on the target area is close enough to friendly forces that you risk hitting friendly forces with the artillery if a miscalculation is made or if something goes wrong. Yeah. Normally you would say that's between 300 meters. If it's less than 300 meters, then it's very, very fucking danger close. Just a slight miscalculation could hit your unit as well. Whereas I think US Marines refer to danger close as within 600 meters. That's danger close. It rarely happens in ArmA that we encounter get to spot enemies before they're within 600 meters. But if you, as an FO or an FDC, feel that this FO is too close to the target, then you can put in danger close, and it's pretty much just for your own reference, so you can remember. So you can remember that you need to make the fire mission so that you don't hit, or you have less risk of hitting friendlies. You might want to put in something in your notes as well. Next thing is ammunition. This is 119, so it only has 4 types of ammunition: HE, DPICM, smoke, and Alune. And that there you just put in what you want to put in depending on the target description.
Oh, not again.
What the hell?
Who's crashing my server?
Also, it has both smoke and white phosphorus.
Same shit as yesterday.
Just when I was about to pull the trigger on Yaxo.
Damn
Yeah, so the smoke is white phosphorus.
There are actually 2 different ammo types, I think.
Really?
For those, yeah. Wait, let me just go into the editor and check it out.
Proximity fuses activates the sensor within the shell that makes the shell blow up once it gets close enough to something. That could be the ground, it could be a tree, it could be a building, whatever basically.
So with a built-in sensor.
Also, smoke and white phosphorus are different ammo types on the 119.
Okay.
What the hell?
No,
It's raining.
I'll just
Be
say
careful,
that.
it's raining 60 tons vehicle.
What the?
Okay guys, go ahead and get into your respective Humvees again. Okay, anyone not in the Humvee yet? Okay, first off we need to fill in battery information again. We just put in a name, a FDC call sign, and stand by for the grid. Anyone not ready to copy grid? Okay, 047 903 102 02 elevation 338. Grid 047 903 1020. Direction 047 903 10202. Elevation 338. Direction of fire 6400. Target prefix TRP. Target number start 1. There we go. Next thing, press the gray button, adjust grid. And we talked about the grid reference, target description, danger close, and we start talking about ammo. So you have 4 types of ammo. For this I want to do HE, and I want to do fuse point detonate. So I actually want to do DPICM time fused. So then I need to know, how can I even do that? How can I put in a time fuse if it has told me the answer? It's retarded.
You should put in the known points, I believe it is, that you have to fill in that. Or do you
No, because we haven't calculated the fire mission yet, so we don't know what the time of flight is, so we can't put in a fuse time.
I think you don't have to enter something.
No, you don't have to. It's just, why the fuck is it in there then? Okay. Next thing you want to enter is round count. How many volleys you're going to shoot. Then the adjust round count. How many rounds you're going to fire for the adjust mission. That we're going to talk about what different kinds of missions there are, because there exists something called immediate suppression, where you just want to scare the enemy and make them stop, and maybe even run away. And for that you could do an adjust round count of 2 rounds. So you shoot two rounds right away just to make the enemy think he's under an artillery attack, and then you adjust fire. And then adjust piece, you can say you're only going to use 1 artillery gun, or you can use several. Again, depending on what you want to achieve. Then lastly we have method of control, and that can either be fire when ready. It could be at my command. It could be time on target from now, time on target from clock. First one is pretty simple. That's just, and it's actually what the FO would ask you. So the FO would say fire when ready. That means I just need some fire now. Please go. Fire at my command is the FO saying, okay, the enemy is in right place now, shoot now, or he's gonna be there when the rounds land, so shoot now. It could also be time on target from now. That's the FDC saying, hit that target in exactly 10 minutes. And then you just pretty much start your stopwatch, 10 minutes, okay? And wait for that time to pass. Or it could be time on target from clock, which is the same thing, he just says, at 0855, commence the fire mission. Again, that's pretty much for bigger scenarios. For instance, the company is gonna blow through this town at 0900, and 5 minutes before they want preparatory fires in the town. So that could be 0855.